Robot, peace, and love. We thought we'd bless your game tonight. We about to get it cracking, cat. Let's do it. Y'all, TV, we got Skype Ape at the North Gate. Let's do it.
And the ancestors are looking out for us. God Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the poke chair under it. Scroll down, look at the poke chair under
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Flown lekker.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Hey, y'all, we live. We lit. I'm waiting on Rod to come in now. He had to go get himself together. Then he's going to be right on. We got a banger for you, a surprise banger, man. You know, wait till you see what we coming out with here in a couple days. We really cracking the codes, man. We really cleaning up on the land, man, with the stuff we putting out. We just put out the Jekyll Island tape. That's in connection with the Big Mama's banking systems and the Woodrow Wilson Fangled America tape. Go check out that Big Mama's playlist. We got about 300 tapes in the Big Mama's playlist. Go check out that Rod Hayes in the Young Elders playlist. We got about 400 tapes in that playlist. So we got some heat, man. We dropping it like it's hot. Like Toady say, drop it like it's hot. Right? So Rod gonna be going in. You know, it's gonna be some hot stuff tonight, man. You want to go check out the last really couple tapes we put out. We really pretty much getting the last, because we got the land. All we worried about is all we trying to get is the minds, the agreement of the minds at this point. And I think if you've been tuned in with us for the last week or so, you pretty much see what's going on right now with the figure, the figment of the imagination type of system they set up to keep us pretty much in this like a imaginary world. The La La Land. You know, we're not in Kansas anymore. We on Pandora. Yeah, so hey, Chief Rod, let me make sure I send him the link. It's about to be Rod about to be in a minute. Okay, yeah, okay, I sent him the link already. He said he had to go to the restroom real quick. Hey, he says one of them guys had a question. Yeah, but so like I say, if you ain't checked out them tapes, when you get out tomorrow, we got a couple more tapes coming out. And so we pretty much cleaning up on the land. Like we had 1,900 tapes right now, and people asking where should you start? Hey, start with where we start with the first tapes we put out, or you can go to the Dr. Malachi Z York playlist, which is our master teacher, and you can start in that playlist. Start working down. It's gonna take you a while, man, because that's about at least 300, 400, 500 tapes that Doc put out. At least every one of them an hour long. So it's gonna take you a while. Then once you get through studying all doc shit, and you cross-reference some of the stuff we put out. Because a lot of the stuff we putting out, people coming on the page and their head just spinning. They're like, man, what the heck is these dudes talking about? Like, they way behind. So what we did is we set up different playlists. We on in the playlist file, we got playlists for Christians, playlists for Muslims, playlists for people that's still in the school of Hebrewism. We got the playlist for the anarchy guys, right? We got the Egyptian playlist. We got the Moor science playlist. We got the Native American and Moors playlist. It's got about almost 400 tapes in that playlist. This is another thing I want to say for Roy. Come on. Now, for the people that's asking, because I'm getting a lot of questions in the comments, they're saying, hey, Young, what tribe? How do I find out what tribe I'm from? Well, get a little list. On the video side, you might have scrolled down about a year ago, or you can go in the Big Mama files in there, or the Native American playlist, and you will find these tapes. It's called Tracing Your Ancestral History, part 1 through 6. And it got all the last names, all the tribes on these 6 tapes that we put out, called Tracing Your Ancestral History, part 1 through 6. And it breaks down. Here go Roy right here. Ladies and gentlemen, now bring it to the stage. Skype
What's going on, Elder? How you hear me all right?
Hey, man, I think it's perfect time. You came right on at 9/11. 9/11.
It's 10:11 here, 11:10 birthday, born again.
Right? So that's a good flip
Yeah,
right there.
that's my birthday, 11:10. It's the flip on my birthday.
Okay.
It's 10:11, 11:10 my birthday. On
Okay.
yours end, it's 9:11. Bring the
Yeah.
tower down, number 7. So
Yeah.
today we want to talk about. I got a psychic message from Malachi. He said, teach a class on the education, no system. And he are you able to pull up and do screen share on this?
Yeah. I got the file that you had that you sent me. Hold on.
Okay, we would be able to look stuff up.
Right here. Yeah, we'll be able to do that too. We'll be able to look stuff up too, like on Google and stuff. That'll work too.
Okay, let's go to the last thing I sent you.
Let's see here.
This is where
Hold
we're gonna
on. Let me see
start
if I
at.
got Google pulled up for you.
It's a scale that's showing you the 9 areas of people activity as explained by Dr. Neely Fuller as a counter codified defense against the white supremacy, the dogma of white
Right
supremacy.
here.
This here. Yeah. Now, if you blow that up, and okay, now in the middle he got global white supremacy. How does it work? Everything in those circles is what white supremacy has to control in order for this power structure to be in place. And if you notice at the top right of center is education.
Uh-huh.
Okay, now when this starts to break down, the Manchurian candidate's gonna be unleashed in order to make people stop supporting the old educational system. Right. So
Yeah.
now, shout out to Tanique Reviews. Tanique Reviews did a video because there was another school shooting, which brought us to this topic today, which brought us to this subject matter. So this is a Tanique Reviews acknowledgement of a school shooting in order to tell y'all why they shooting up the school.
Go ahead. This one be fire.
Okay, now the first thing we got to know is what is a Manchurian candidate? Can you type that question into Google? So, what is a Manchurian candidate? Now, while he's looking it up, I'm going to give y'all a brief overview. A Manchurian candidate is a hypno assassin or use other mind control techniques to compel them to commit assassinations and murders,
Hold on.
right? Churiaen.
Hold on. A person who is not loyal to or who harms their own country or political party because they are under the control of influence of another country or party. Some bloggers hint that the presidential candidate might be a kin of Manchurian candidate. I wonder if they talking about Trump right there. For a few examples. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, so it's a
So
person. Okay.
yeah, you can read that too.
Communities.
So this is
Community,
about the movie. The movie
but
was called Manchurian Candidate 2, and this is giving you. I can't read it because it's too small. I just gonna say the
yeah.
movie, right? So read that paragraph right there you just opened up.
It says the film depict communities as
Communist.
eagerness to give up their life, which are expendable in their eyes anyway, for the cause of universal communism. It says which is a less than essential end in the Manchurian candidate. Communities are not peers, but instead relate to each other within the hierarchy hierarchies of communities.
Hierarchy of the communist leaders.
Yeah,
So they say right here, the movie is talking about the people that's willing to get a life for their country as Manchurian candidates to push and further the communist agenda for the ones in charge.
Noble. It says a copy of the Manchurian Candidate is a major plot pointed in the 1999 Nobel False Memory by Dean Kuhn.
Cool. Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, so the Manchurian, is that the one Denzel played in? Denzel Washington?
I think so. They go to flyer to it on the right where it say Manchurian candidate.
Hold on, let me go right here. That must be a different. Let's say 2013. I think it came out. Yeah, right here. This one right here. This the one with Denzel.
Hmm. Okay, now another term
Yeah,
for
because I remember this movie.
Manchurian candidate is take out Manchurian candidate and type in hypno hyphen assassin
Hypno.
hyphen
Say that
or
again.
dash
Hyphen. Oh,
dash
hyphen.
put a dash there and then write assassin behind it. And go to the main page.
Hypno assassin is a person who hypnosis to influence others and commit murder. Damn, that's tied into the Major candidate.
Right.
Hypno assassin.
Now go ahead. Keep reading.
Hypno assassin is hypnosis to alter their own perception of time and reality and enhance their physical and mental ability. They also use hypnosis to read the mind of others and to plant ideas in people's mind to make them do things against their will. The
Right.
CIA has
Now,
a project called. Yeah, go ahead. Go
oh
ahead.
go ahead, keep
Go
reading,
ahead.
keep reading. I ain't know I keep reading.
The CIA has a project called Project Artichoke that use
Hmm.
hypnosis, LSD, and isolation to create hypnotized subjects for assassination. Damn. The CIA found that hypnotized people could be ordered to do things they would not otherwise do, such as firing a gun at someone. Damn. This shit, I didn't know they had this shit on the internet. God, dang, I gotta hold on, let me copy this shit. Oh, this shit gonna be fire. Hold on, Rod. I gotta
Okay,
make another.
now Operation
Go ahead.
Artichoke became known as MKUltra. Now this is going. Now remember, we talking about school shootings in the educational system. This is being tied to school shootings and the educational system.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they cutting you out, Roy. Hold on.
I ain't saying nothing.
Get the check where I can see. You say type in MKUltra. Okay.
See
Project
where it say
MKUltra was
about
a
on the
human
right.
experimentation program designed as an undertaking. Okay, yeah, right here. That's what I'm reading. That's what I'm reading right here. It says
Go ahead.
Project
I had
MKUltra was a human experimentation. Can you hear me? I must be lagging or something. I'm lagging.
go ahead. You good?
Okay. Project MKUltra was a human experimentation program designed and undertaken by the U.S. Central Intelligence Agency to develop procedures and identify drugs that could be used during interrogation to weaken individuals as forced confession through brainwashing and psychological trauma.
Right. Okay.
Torture.
Now I'm about to show you who was the doctor who came up with the first hypnotic methods for MK Ultra. His name was Dr. Estabrooks. Type in hypnotist. Dr. Estabrooks. ESTABROOKS. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you told me about this guy one time before. He wrote that
You
book.
see where it say George H. Estabrooks hypnosis? It's a book.
Uh,
Oh, you can go to the book so they could, because he wrote books.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Right here.
Now, this was the guy who said that he could hypnotize a dude in DC and plant a message for him to give to a colonel or a general in Japan. And then he can send them over there with this message. They can deliver the message, never knowing they was given the message, never knowing they delivered the message under hypnosis. See what it say? Use a hypnotist
Damn.
expert tips from the creator of the Manchurian candidate or mind control assassin.
Damn.
Right. Remember, I'm not going on no notes. Remember that. Y'all remember that while y'all watching this. This is not notes. We pulling up
We
the
just doing
information
live.
because people be saying Rod Hayes don't have no receipts. So as I talk, my receipts is in everything I say. And while we going over this, I'm drawing receipts. Okay, now ask the Google a question. How many school shooters in the last 20 years were on Prozac? Prozack.
PRO Zach. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, ZAC.
Okay, I got it. Prozac. You missed the school shooting.
Oh, hey, I ain't want to tell you.
Hold on. Hold on. I might gotta type it in a little. Hold on. Let me see how I got it. How many school shooters? Maybe put the S on that motherfucker. See if that do it.
Normally AI come up and give you the answers.
Yeah, it'll give me like
a little paragraph telling you about it. But notice it ain't mentioning it. Okay, now take off Prozac and put Ridley. You see where it say the myth of school shooters?
Yeah, let's see.
Click that. Because they trying to debunk it, so they trying to get ahead of the exposure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what yeah. So why would they even come out to debunk it if somebody ain't know, you know what I'm saying? They be
Read that
exposing themselves.
paragraph and see what they saying. Let's see what they saying, and then we gonna dissect what they saying.
It says there has been an assessment on certain parts of the media, especially social media, that the majority of individuals who have engaged in a school shooting were prescribed psychotropic
Psychotropic,
psychotropic
psychotropic medicine.
medications
Mhm.
prior to the event. Damn. To determine if there is any validity to this accession, the author of this article reviewed publicly available information regarding individuals involved in the educational shooting per
Okay,
FBI
now
publications.
why he's telling you this? Remember, why is he even concerned with school shooters and psychotropic medications? You gotta
That's
remember that when you're looking at what he's saying. So now he's telling you he's about to do a public investigation to debunk the fact that about 80% of the last 20 years school shooters were under the treatment of psychiatrists or psychologists that gave them Ritalin or Prozac or both in some cases,
that makes sense
right?
though. Mm-hmm.
Just because they was all Manchurian candidates,
Man,
right?
that's
Now,
crazy, bro.
what's making them turn Manchurian candidates loose on the educational system?
That's a good question.
They trying to make parents, and I'm gonna flat out give you the answer before we get into the rest of this. The answer is they're trying to give parents an excuse to shut down the public school system.
Hmm.
Pull up YouTube.
It ain't gonna play no sound if we pull it up,
I,
but
I'm just I want to show you this lady. She
okay,
was
okay.
she was the director of the Department of Education in the 80s and the 90s. Her name is, once you get to there, you know how to spell Charlotte, right? Charlotte.
Yeah, yeah. Spell it again.
Charlotte. And her last name is
Okay,
Iserby.
you do.
I I her last Iserby, Iser. I think yep, that's it. Iserby. Iserby. That lady right there in the second one. Okay, this lady right here is telling us about the distress with the No Child Left Behind in the educational breakdown in the country. And she's warning parents in her
Mm-hmm.
videos
Mm-hmm.
about the educational system. So now they sent out their top educator to tell parents as a whistleblower why they should take their children out of public education. Right? I wanted y'all to see her, right? So y'all can go look her up and do some background on what I'm about to tell y'all. Right now, go back to Google.
Let's do it. Hey, y'all hit
Okay,
that like, man. We got 500 people.
when you get into
We
Google,
say, Rod.
type Rothschild on education. The reason why I'm bringing up what the Rothschild said about education is because these are the purveyors of white supremacy's rollout in the fields that they finance.
That's it right there, ain't it? Is that it?
I
Lord
can't
Jacob
see it. I can't.
Rothschild.
It's got more than one of them on there talking. Let's see what Jacob said first.
Okay, Jacob said, well, it just said that he attended. It just give his background, like he
Go
attended
to
college.
images.
Okay, all right. I don't. Oh yeah, that's what he said. He says, "I don't want a nation of thinkers. I
Click it.
want a
That's
nation of
that's the one
workers."
I want.
Uh,
This is the purpose of the Western education.
a purpose of workers.
And that took you somewhere else, Elder.
He says rebellion is when you turn off the TV and start thinking for yourself.
Go back, because this took you all the way off to another
Start
page.
educating yourself.
I just want that.
Okay.
I want you to read his quote. I don't need to go through all of these other posts.
Yeah, it says his quote. It says create the General Educational Board. Let me see, it's real small. Create the General Educational Board in 1903
Can you
to
click on it?
dispense. Let's see if it blow up. Okay, yeah, there you go, right there. To dispense Rockefeller funds to education. It says we are the venger of a global
We are on the
trend.
verge of.
We're on the verge of a global transformation. All we need is the right major crisis, and the nation will accept the new world order. David Rockefeller.
Okay, that's the nation of workers, nation of thinkers. Go back, because that ain't the quote I'm looking for.
Says total Americans would be
This is
outraged.
that's Henry Kissinger.
Yeah,
He was
Kissinger.
the one who was controlling the he was the gatekeeper of DC.
Yeah, we know about Kissinger.
Yeah.
His fingers
Bag up out of
smell.
that side thing, go back to the main page.
Uh,
We gotta try to find the right quote where he's explaining the educational system.
okay, it's got to be. Let's see here. Maybe it's over here somewhere, right here on this side. It says we are the Rockefellers. We are the richest family. Oh no, that's not it.
Nope, that ain't
That's it. Born. Okay, that's not it.
that's vitals.
Dundee Rockefeller. Go back. Go back.
Put quote behind education in the search.
Okay, all right.
Or purpose. Either one.
Uh,
See what that first one say, because
it says,
you
as I
read
said, Mark Soros. It is the great book, and it will be invaluable for my 8 grandchildren. You must let me know how much I owe you for their
oh no,
coming education.
that ain't what we looking for.
Okay. I want a nation of thinkers. I mean, we
That's
read that
part
one.
of the
Okay.
quote. The nation of thinkers is part of the quote.
All right,
So
that's what
maybe
we'll
we
do.
should search the quote, the rest of the quote, because it's in there.
Okay. Okay, let's try right here. Workers attribute to Dr. Patrick. Okay, all right. Rockefeller is a leader. View of intelligence. It's got to be down here somewhere. Hold on, let's see if it's right. Oh, that's YouTube. Hold up. Damn.
You know what? Just try
Hold
this
on,
one.
let's see what we got.
Try Rockefeller Masonic Agenda.
Oh, you said Rockefeller. I'm thinking when you said
Go to images.
Hold on, go ahead.
I should have looked this stuff up and sent it to you ahead of time.
Yeah, we would have already heard it. Says this was how they rigged
I
the
don't see.
education
I don't.
system.
I don't see it.
Yeah. What about the ones you sent me? Hold on, this might not sure will it. Okay, that ain't it. That's somebody else stuff. Yeah, but what did like? Could you give us an analogy on what it said? Maybe I
Do you
could
see that one you just passed? The black one with all of
right
the
here.
writing on it on the left.
Right here.
Oh no, that's the vitals. I already remember what that is. That's
Yeah,
just the vitals.
yeah. It like we just talking about his like his life and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I know he set up. They funded the two all the black
Yeah, they
colleges.
was the first ones who funded the educational system,
Right.
and they was the ones who rolled out the system to teach people to be workers instead of thinkers. That's why that was
Right.
part of the quote. But let's go to Carter G. Woodson's book on the in the receipts I sent
Okay.
you. So now we know what a Manchurian candidate is, a hypno assassin, and we know what they do, right? This Carter G. Woodson. The elders leave us this information for a purpose. And you want to read that to him, Elder? This is Carter G. Woodson from
Oh, you gotta
author
read
of
that.
Miseducation of the Negro. What'd you say, Elder?
Hold on, I gotta get some to drink.
Oh, okay, yeah, go ahead. So this Carter G. Woodson, who wrote Miseducation of the Negro, they actually castrated him um, and made him into practically a pet for these pale people's daughter. But his brilliance um, ended up taking him further than he ever would have went. Right. So he was telling us about the remedy and the cause to our conditions based off education. Right. So we're gonna let Elder read this to y'all as soon as he get back to the screen. But yeah. So you ready, Elder?
Yeah, yeah. He says, let's try something different. No systematic effort towards change has been possible for thought for taught the same economic history, philosophy, literature, and religion which has established the present code of morals. The Negro mind has been brought under the control of his oppressor. The problem of holding the Negro down, therefore, is easily solved when you can when you control a man thinking. You do not have to worry about his actions. You do not have to tell him not to stand here or go yonder. He will find his proper place and will stay it in it.
In it.
You're in it. You do not need to send him to the back door. He will go without being told. In fact, if there is no back door, he will cut. He will cut one for his special benefit. His education makes it necessary.
Now
Carter.
notice he say his education makes it necessary for him to comply with the backdoor rule to go so far as if there is no back door to build one in order to maintain his place in the system. Why is that? Right? A few weeks ago I say the reason why they taught us to be ignorant because we can grasp the concept of becoming ignorant so well better than most people that we can play it out greatly. This is the back of his book, which that quote came from, so we ain't got to read that again.
Okay, yes. Oh, it's the same thing he just read. He said his
Hmm.
show.
Oh, he got another one on there.
Yeah, hold on. That the same quote. Oh, yeah, the top part. Okay, it says history shows that it does not matter who is in power. Those who have not learned to do for themselves and have to depend solely on others never obtains any more rights or privileges in the end than they did in the beginning. We need workers, not leaders. Such workers will solve the problem which leaders talk about. In the long run, there is not much discrimination against superior talent. Superior talent. It contains men. It contains men to recognize it.
Constrains men to
Constrains men.
recognize it. Superior talent constrains men to recognize it. What that means is that once you show a superior intellect, other men bow down to you. That's J.A. Rogers, Superman the Man.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to the next slide. Intelligence plus character. That is the goal of true education,
Mm-hmm.
right? The word shouldn't even be education.
Mm-hmm.
The word should be erudition, which is the learning of the writings of others, because that's what we do. The
Yeah.
book says the learning of the writings of others. Erudite is one who has read many books,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? So erudition is the act of using what's written information in order to show people what the proper character look like when you have the intelligence,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if you go to Google and type in Lord Chesterfield letters to his son, go to
Mm-hmm.
images.
Okay. It's got to be one of
The
these right here.
second row, first
Oh,
picture. Second row, first picture.
all right.
Go back.
Second row, first picture,
Yep.
right
This
here.
book right here is a collection of letters that the Lord of Chesterfield was writing to train his son in the character of nobility. And his son was classified in the day as a bastard child, right?
Mm.
And as his father, Lord Chesterfield didn't want him to be accepted as a bastard. And he believed that if he taught his son through his writings, erudition, and arranged for people of the skill set that he's teaching about in his writings to tutor him in real life, that he could develop the noble character of the nobility and not be mistaken as a bastard.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's the book that is teaching those lessons to his son,
That's fine.
right?
Pick it up.
Okay, now, if you go back up there, type in Alexander Dumas, Count of Monte Cristo. This one is referenced in the 48 Laws of Power and many, many other books for
How you
what
say that
the
last name?
lessons. Alexander Dumas, Dumas,
Oh, Doomis. Okay.
Count of Monte Cristo.
Right here.
Click on
How
that
you
so
be?
they can see
How
it.
the hell you be knowing about all these books, bro? It's like who the hell go pick some shit out like this?
Okay, so the amount of, first of all, Alexander Dumas has been whitewashed in the history books.
Okay.
That's the first thing you need to know. The second
Okay.
thing is this book, The Count of Monte Cristo, is a fictitious count. That means that there is no count from Monte Cristo for real.
Okay.
So he's making up the title, the royal title of Count of Monte Cristo.
Mm-hmm.
He started off, he ended up being thrown into the dungeon by a prince who wanted to marry his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And his girlfriend was in love with him, so the prince set him up and sent him to the prison. In the prison, he meet an old man who was a banker that was thrown in prison.
Mm-hmm.
The banker is well versed in multiple languages, so he teach him the count. He teach him multiple languages. Then he teach him manners, courtesy, and then he teach him about the psychology of the royalty. And when he get done with him, he's built this regular dude into a real royal person called the Count of Monte Cristo.
Hmm.
And the last thing the old man do as a banker is tell him where he keep his secret stash of wealth, opulent wealth, in a cave that no man knows where it's at until he gave the directions to the count to go out and seek his revenge on the royalty that threw him in the dungeon by going back as a count and then tearing down their kingdom and imposing his own kingdom of Monte Cristo in the place of the fallen royal family.
Oh yeah, I'm about to
So
get this.
this teaches you about the character of the noble is the noble blood is recognized through the expression of noble character. This is what all of this information is telling you. This is the purpose of erudition, what they call education. Education means to draw out. The erudition means to use the writings of others in order to have another perspective of understanding about subject matter. Right? So
Somebody
now,
says a
the
movie out on this.
enemy,
Somebody say it's a movie out on this.
it is. It's several movies. One came out back in the 50s. I think it was a guy named Tony Curtis.
Uh-huh.
And then it was one came out more recently in the 2000s. It was pretty good too. The one in the 2000s was pretty good.
I'm about to check
If
that
you
out.
like old movies, the old one is good. Right?
Yeah.
Now, when you understand what the purpose of education is, and now you got to understand your enemy is in control of the system they call education.
That's
It is
right.
the second in the alphabetical order of the 9 areas of people activity controlled by white supremacy, which is the European royal families who's hiding in secret. Right? That's the black hand and the black hand tactics of intimidation. So they use the education system to train you to be a savage. And because you can understand the concept, you can act out the savagery that they give you as your educational format. Now they're going into the fruitery of it all. They trying to turn everybody into um, uh, gender nullified individuals where they are so ingrained in their own gender, they have no energy for the other gender. It's gender isolation through sexual inversion, through education, right? The school systems of control. Read that. This is Dr. Amos Wilson, right? Now pay attention to what he say.
Oh shit.
It's all right, Elder. Take your time, baby.
Hold on, I got it. Damn, what the fuck? All right. It says if you wanted to learn any problem in America, you need to focus on who profit from the problem. Yeah, that's a good point. Not who
That's
suffer
time,
from the problem.
right? Because now
Dang.
he's tying the financial benefit to the oppression.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
In this case, we talking about who is in charge of the education and how will they reap greater benefit by controlling the narrative through the educational format?
Go
Right
ahead.
now,
Indeed.
when it comes time to destroy the old system begins to activate what they call the rogue element.
Uh-huh.
Put in Google rogue element so they can see what a rogue element is. The rogue element is designed to put him in when you were trying to control something, you use the rogue element to steer a frequency of energy in the people so that they can see from your perspective what you need them to do in order to protect themselves the best. And if they don't listen, they agree to endure the sufferings.
A rogue element is a person or thing that behaves differently from others of its kind, often causing damage. For example, a rogue element is a dispute is someone who is determined to get their way no matter the consequences. Chemically, chemistry, a rogue element is an example. The rogue element is an element that behaves different from others elements of its kind. For example, hydrogen is considered a rogue element in the periodic table because it has properties similar to both alkaline metals and halogen metals. Halogen. I think I'm saying that right. Yeah. So a rogue element, to sum it up, is a person or thing that behaves differently from others of its kind.
Now you
So
want
like,
to maintain control by controlling what the rogue element is.
mm-hmm.
The rogue element is inserted to control the narrative into people's regular life in order to get them to react. This is called Hegelian dialectic. Type that in.
Spill it.
Hegelin. See
Okay,
it? First one.
I got it. God damn.
So
A
this
Hegelian
is
dialect.
the hold on before you read it out. So this is the reason why they put the rogue element in the place. They have to control the outcome and they have to isolate the event, but they have to cause the effect they need. And this is called Hegelian dialectic. And when you read it, it'll tell you more.
The Hegelian dialect is a model that describes how ideas change and develop through internal contradictions, ultimately resulting in a new form that overcomes previous oppositions. It is also known as the dialectical thinking of dialectical idealists. So a model
It's
that
also
describes how
okay. Now
ideas.
type this in: problem, reaction, solution. This
Yes.
is also called Hegelian dialectic. That was telling you the descriptive analysis of it, and this
Mm-hmm.
is the function of it.
Problem, reaction, solution, PRS, is a theory that the ruling elite use to manipulate public opinion and gain approval of social control. The theory is also known as order out of chaos. Oh, I gotta put this down. Roy, hold on, let me copy it.
I
Yeah,
like when you do that. That be putting game in the game.
oh yeah, I gotta copy this guy. I gotta do some more search on that. Like you cracking heads tonight. You gave me a lot of stuff tonight to go do research on. Engineer problem convert. Okay.
Read
Theory,
it on up.
a propaganda technique, and a powerful form of mind manipulation
No,
by
read
media.
the rest. Read the other ones all the way down. Let's go
Okay,
on through it since we already here.
okay, all right. Hold on, let me go back. You want me to read this one that's highlighted, or this right here? Okay, it
The
says
one
according
that
to
you was
theory.
reading, you had
Yeah,
stopped.
right here.
Go ahead. Where it say according to theory, the
Okay, I'll
ruling
check the ruling
elites.
theory. Engineer problems is covertly exploit a problem to justify the enhancement of laws, rules, and restrictions. Amplify the problem. Use the media to broadcast, amplify popularities, the issue. It says create a
Popularizes the issue.
popularize the issue, create a reaction, bring the problem to the forefront of the public attention to create strong social demands of action. It says advance predetermined solutions. The predetermined solution is then accepted. Damn. This
So that
is
means they already had the solution before the problem ever occurred.
damn. Hold on, I gotta copy this shit too. I'm gonna do a tape on like the Manchurian candidate, but I'm gonna add all this shit. This right here gonna be nice. Okay. All right, go ahead, Rod. It says each
Okay,
scenario
now,
comprise two statements. The first specific is an issue problem that relates it to a major social consideration, and the second advocates an action solution. For example, crime is a regular feature of everyday life form problem. We all are all potentially victims react. Okay. Okay, so what they saying is pretty this tied to like these suckers have sit down and studied like the pretty much the mind, and they know how it work, and they running the game from the background already knowing.
right?
Man,
Because they making us move with a crowd mind. We got
yeah,
to move collectively, but determined individually that makes everybody a leader as opposed to one leader leading everybody. It's a
man,
whole bunch of leaders moving together in agreement, going in the same direction to solve the problem. So by using Hegelian dialectic problem, reaction, solution scenarios, you are able to compel people to do certain stuff.
uh-huh,
Humans are creatures of habit. You have to do something extremely vile to break a habit that's been carried out as a public platform, as in sending children to school that people literally fought for and got blowed up for, got dog sicked on them for. And now it's time to pull the children out of the enemy system because you realize it was a trick in the beginning to make us want to be part of something that was cause for our destruction.
damn, bro.
So now, if you look at most school shootings reported, they always reporting it on pale faces,
Uh-huh, right, most, yep,
right? There has not been a major school shooting with a melanated person yet.
yeah,
All
yep,
right. That's because that's who they telling to pull your children out of the system so that you can take back control of the education of your children. Right. Now they using them to also tell us the same thing. If Paleface pulled his children out of school, why would you keep yours in there? Under the system of
right,
white supremacy.
right,
That means all of the pale faces is out of the way under the skin racist paradigm. Now they can destroy all of the children that's left in the school. Right?
man,
Using
this is a deep,
Manchurian candidates as inserts.
there's one more look at this one right here. Hypnosis assassin. Make sure I copy all of it. Go ahead, Raw. I just want to make a copy of this because I'm gonna let my AI do a analysis on it.
Okay. So now it's time for the school system to be shut down. The first part already been taken care of by decentralizing the Department of Education that was done under Donald J. Trump recently. Remember, people believe that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris is the president and vice president, but Trump was a wartime president and he's still the president because the fraud discovered in the elections that people don't believe happened, but they have all of the evidence down to the video footage, to the audio footage, to the keystroke counter and all of that of the hacking of the vote.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They got all of the excess ballots, too many ballots for the amount of voters in the state. All that stuff went on. So because of the fraud in the election, Donald J. 45 is still president, but the masquerade is to come out as 47.
Mm-hmm.
The storylines is the school shootings, and most people forget before they were school shootings, they were post office shootings.
Oh, okay, go ahead. That's deep.
Because they was using the Manchurian candidates in the workforce. But remember, before they were postal, they was shooting up restaurants, McDonald's and Jack in the Boxes, all over the country.
Yeah.
But we be forgetting that stuff, so we can't see the pattern in the Manchurian candidates injected into the community as hypno assassins, programmed to be set off at a moment's notice just by a television show playing on the screen activates.
Damn.
The school system is based on the psychological developments of two key psychiatrists, psychologists. As soon as he get done pasting, we're gonna pull him up.
Hold on, just need to paste one more thing. Just because I think this right here go with it right here. Because I was looking this shit up right here. The divide and conquer tactic.
Mm-hmm. That's to sick the people on each other so they can't see the dirt you doing.
Yeah, they say, yeah, the white man. See the white man.
And the white man ain't even white.
But the same nigga. Yeah, that's
So
what I'm
the
saying.
white man.
He the white man. The nigga standing next to you. Yeah, he the white man. He the free white man. But he hiding the white man. The white man. Yeah, the white man did us, but he ain't. But he don't look white.
Okay, so the tribes in Mexico. Listen, Elder. The tribes in Mexico left off the message when they say Jefe Blanco. The white boss. The one that came with the white suit. Remember, the gray coats was white coats from the South.
Okay, go ahead.
Them was the melanated Confederates. So when they say Jefe Blanco, they describing the clothes they wearing, but they're not talking about the skin. Right? So that's the symbol for covering up the dark faces with the white suit. In other words, using pale faces as cat's paws while they do their dirt behind the scenes.
Yeah. Fall guy, straw man.
Co-secret. A $6 million
So
man.
you think right now, Rod, do they got a whole bunch of these candidates and they ready, like they could be activating anywhere, anytime? Like, okay, like a couple of years ago, you remember that Buffalo shooting where they specifically went out to target black people at the Buffalo shooting in New York? And it's
All
like
them was Manchurian candidates. Yeah. They got a pattern.
Yeah.
Okay, look. If you really snap, you indiscriminate. In order for you to be discriminate, that means you've been programmed to discriminate.
Okay.
Under the stress.
Okay.
What you program to discriminate becomes the overt pattern. Two people not gonna have the same discriminations unless they was raised in a similar environment.
That's right.
So when you see a multiple shooting event where all people got the same MO, but they from different backgrounds, those are Manchurian candidates.
Go ahead.
Now the school system is controlled by two psychological patterns. One is called the Skinner box. So type in, what is a Skinner box? This is the classroom four walls method of learning that Dr. Neely Fuller talks about. It's a Skinner box.
Oh, damn, hold up. A Skinner box. Hold on, I might get it. A Skinner box is a controlled laboratory apparatus used to study animals' behavior. Is that it? Is that it? Particularly
Mm-hmm.
in the context of operant conditions where wherein animals is placed in an enclosed environment with a lever or button they can manipulate to receive a reward like food. Oh shit, Rod. Man, this right here the same. Hold on, let me copy this. God, look, this go with long with Operation Crack Rock. Look, hey Rod, this
Mm-hmm.
operation, this what they did in Operation Crack Rock. Where they did the
Mm-hmm.
monkeys and they gave the monkeys coke in 1969 and 71 at UCLA.
Yeah, that was a
I'm doing a
UCLA
tape on this right
experiment
now.
that they created crack from.
Yeah, yeah. They used the same. Hold on, damn. Hold on, it's right there. There you go. Hold on, let me copy my notes. Yeah, so this shit, man. The Skinner box is the same
Finish
shit.
reading it, Elder.
Oh
Finish
shit, this
reading it.
shit
Finish reading it.
crazy.
We doing class. We doing class. We
All right.
doing class.
Skinner box is a controlled laboratory apparatus used to study animal behavior, particularly in the context of operant conditional conditions, and it says
Conditioning.
where conditioning and where an animal is placed in an enclosed environment with a lever or button that can manipulate um, to receive the reward like food or performing a desired behavior. Allow researchers to observe the animal, analyze and how the animal learn and respond to different stimulants and
Stimuli.
reinforcement stimuli and reinforcement schedules. It it was designed by psychologist B.F. Skinner. That
Okay,
shit.
now the
Yeah,
Skinner
hell
box is the classroom. The bell is called the Pavlovian. We're gonna put that up next, Elder. Go on, finish doing what you're doing.
hold on, let me just copy this. Oh shit, son, this shit crazy. These suckers be running scientific experiments way ahead of us to try to figure out how to stop
They
us.
be running that scientific experiments on us. That's what I'm trying to show
Yeah,
y'all.
yeah, go ahead. What you say
Okay,
real quick,
now
Rob?
Pavlov response system.
What is
Pavlov,
that? The first PAB.
P-A-V-L-O-V. That's him, Pavlov. Response system. This is the bells in the school that's organized the classes throughout the day. Those are your Pavlovian response bells. We can read it when you're ready, Elder.
All right, I'm gonna read it. All right. The Pablo response system,
Pavlovian response
Pavlovian
system.
response system, also known as the classical conditioning, is a behavior phenomenon where a neutral stimulus is associated with an unconditioned stimulus to trigger a conditioned response. The stimulus is naturally triggered an automatic response, for example, food. Oh, it's the same shit. It's example unconditional stimulus that cause dogs to saliva.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
this
now what he's saying is the system is put in place where two things that normally wouldn't have nothing to do with each other are used in order to create a response in the thing that they being used on. Right? So they're using the educational system to implement this on people. This is the public rollout of MKUltra into the society without y'all knowing it.
damn, bro, this shit is crazy.
Okay, now they telling y'all to pull y'all children out of school voluntarily lest they meet calamity. This is what they telling you, right? So they trigger the rogue element to create the uproar in order to make the parents so dissatisfied that they disengage from the system so that we can form a new system of education much different than the current systems that's teaching our children to be slaves.
Hey, look here, Miss Jenny. You better shut, boy. Don't make me mad. Don't make me mad, bro. Don't get booted, Miss Jenny.
What she do?
Cause she talking about I'm copying. Of course, I'm copying it down because I'm gonna do a tape on it. If she says if Elder did any research of his own, man, you reaching. Matter of fact, you just got blocked. How about that? Yeah, how about that? So you won't be able to say nothing else.
Look, we teaching the
Unsubscribe.
class, Elder. You shouldn't even be offended by that. You shouldn't
No,
even
I ain't
block her.
offended by. I'm just saying a lot of people just be coming in talking.
Let them come in as long as they get the lesson.
Yeah, well, she's got the boot right in the crack of her ass. Young Elder don't got no toleration. I don't got no toleration, cuz. Telling you. So you come up in here, you say something that I don't like, you get your ass booted right in the middle of the show.
Okay. You ready to
Yeah,
get back to it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, now the systems is put in place to trigger the mass casualty events. They're gonna do a multiple mass casualty event similar to the Sandy Hooks event. If the parents don't decide to shut the educational system down for educational reforms, they're going to keep using Manchurian candidates to make children execute children, using the unsuspecting dupe, right? Type that in. What is a dupe? D-U-P-E. When you're a dupe, you don't know that you're being deceived into doing something.
To be deceived or tricked, a victim of deception. To be duped.
Right. So now, when they using these tactics, the person that's doing the acting is a total dupe. He is a Manchurian candidate programmed to follow the instructions given, even if he don't want to. So the government is putting these children under the stress to create the condition in order to make the parents restructure education. Right? There's a book called The Dumbing Down of America. We'll type that in so they can see the cover of the book. You might have to go to images to get the picture of the book. There you go, Deliberately Dumbing Down of America on Amazon.
First one.
Yep. It's more than one book because there's more than one whistleblower telling you about the educational system. Type in manipulated mind. Denise, Denise. There, wait a minute. No, I don't see it. Yeah, there it is.
Right here.
Yeah. Did it win? It's the first one.
Yeah.
I think. So then the author of this book was the editor of Psychology Today magazine. In the book, Manipulated Mind, is about the different strategies that's been used in different ways to manipulate people into doing something,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So this
Mm-hmm.
is a reference for what we're talking about, how they're using the educational system to enslave the children, and now they are using the children as Manchurian candidates to tell us to shut down the educational system and take control of our children's education.
Mm. Mm. That's
Okay,
deep.
now they use sociology. Type in the crowd. It's Gustave Le Bon is the author.
Right here, this dude right here.
Yep. So, and this is the
You
book that
see
they
it right there?
use. Yep. This is the book that the science that they use is the premise of this book. Because once you understand how people move in groups, separate from how they move individually, now you can create an antagonist protagonist in order to make them perform in the manner in which you want them to perform. Right? So this is the research material. This is before Freud. This is before Carl Jung or any of them. Right? Now, these works on the crowd is the study of the population movement, of the natural movement of the people, in order to monetize or criminalize the behavior of how those people move, in
Mm.
order to use the control mechanisms over the economics and the education. The control of education is to keep the people in a condition where the economics can easily be manipulated away from them, skillfully removed, with their permission, of course.
Damn, that's sucking deep, bro. That's just cold. That's cold.
Okay, now type in Boys Will Be Boys. This is another book. I can't think
It
of the
might
author name.
be this one right here. Uh,
It's
boys
a
will be
it's a
boys.
book.
It might be her.
Type book behind it.
Might be this one right here.
No, that's not it. It's a psychiatrist. It's a Jewish lady that wrote it, but I can't remember her name. Scroll down. I'm gonna
Talks to
see if I see it.
masculinity.
See that one right there, the purple one. All the way to the left, right there. Who's the author of that?
Marion
This
Medicine.
it. This it. So in this
Jackie.
book, this is where she discovered the agenda to effeminize the males, using the classroom as the model or the training location tools in order to make the boys be more effeminized, right? So she's explaining the mechanics of how it worked in this book,
Damn.
right? So now, if they can have the prisons is for the fathers, churches for the mamas, and school is for the children.
Okay.
Tripartite control. You controlling the family so you can successfully break up the family.
Go ahead.
By breaking up the family, they'll never figure out how they supposed to behave as family. and they'll begin to attack each other just because they family. Let's go back to the
Swat.
to the Rolodex. Yeah. This is go back one.
We already
The cover of that book. There. This is the book that gives you the counteractions for racism, white supremacy in not all 9 areas of people activity. I had a chance to talk to the elder, and he is a beautiful soul, but he ain't nobody fool,
go ahead.
right? And so I'm using a lot of his strategies as part of my teaching skill set in order to activate people to perceive the fallacy of white supremacy and the naked truth behind it. So Neely Fuller's um, instructional manual goes into the teaching technique. Let's go to Amos Wilson.
Hey, so your whole thing is that the whole education system got to be either shut down or redone, because
The
the word
parents'
school really means hell. The
responsibility,
word school really means hell.
well, we already
And,
did the video on that one, Elder.
yeah.
Okay, now, the purpose of them allowing the school shootings is to trigger the parents to be repulsed enough to refuse to send their children to school. That's the purpose of the school shooting. This not without a cause, because they're trying to garner an effect, right? And the effect that they want is for the parents to take control of their child's education and remove them from public schools and form family teaching groups in order to bypass the brainwashing of the system that was created by demons.
Dang.
And that's why we've been sending our children to hell and don't expect them to act like devils, because we didn't know we were sending them to hell.
Damn.
This is a book that deals with the so-called white trash, which was the pale faces that did not have access to this thing called white privilege. They were discounted and called white trash because they took sides with the tribes of the land and was ostracized from the hierarchy by resigning them to commonly, in today's time, they trailer parks, but back then they were shanty shacks, the same as us. And they was denied benefits, and the only job that they could get was the harsh jobs like coal mining, right? And they classified them as white trash. But mama said you can't throw people away like trash, because that's what got us in this mess.
Go
And as
ahead.
long as we continue to throw people away like trash, we can't get out of this mess. Right?
Yeah.
So we got to polish up the golden hearts of the people around the world. And the only way to polish them is to give them a proper instructions with competent reference. He said the purpose for studying Black history is not to find out how great you were. It is to find out what mistakes were made that got us in our current situation. If you know the mistakes of the past, don't do that dumb shit. That's Dr. Neely Fuller.
Do look like Red Fox a little bit.
Probably related to him.
Same tribe. Yeah, I tell you. Yeah.
This is another edition of the book right here. This is another edition of the same book. But you see, it said compensatory counter racist code.
Mm.
So he's telling you in the chess game of white supremacy that you playing the role of the position of black on the chessboard, and that you got to know how to counter the white pieces on the chessboard.
Mm.
Did I send you a picture of a chessboard?
I think so. I think so. I will get to it. It's right at the back of that book. I can't really make out what it say though.
Mm-hmm.
I think you might have sent me a picture of a chessboard. I don't think so. No.
Nope. Oh, you're not it. Okay. Let's go on back to the next. Right here. This is Dr. Amos Wilson. One of the elders gave a lecture saying that Dr. Amos Wilson died from Negro neglect. That means that he loved his people so much and they couldn't understand what he was telling them, or they didn't want to act on it. But it grieved him till he had a shutdown in his heart,
Damn.
commonly referred to as a heart attack. Negro neglect. Anyway, he say intelligence must be defined in terms of the degree in which it solves your problems. The nature of education today prepares you to solve their problems and not your own. That's why you study their books, you go to their schools, you learn their information, their language, their styles, their perception. So when you come out of school, you can do a humdinger of a job solving Europeans' problems, squatting in America, but you can't solve your own. And then you dare call yourself intelligent. Come on, Dr. Amos Wilson. So the whole thing about, if you go to the Holy Tablets, right, it's a chapter on leadership. And Malachi say a leader seeks to solve the problems of the people. And he said that in order to solve a problem has to be workable anywhere and everywhere. Because if the problem is not workable everywhere, it's not truly workable anywhere, but may serve as a temporary band-aid to the solution. Right? So when we look at leadership, because don't nobody want no leader, but they don't want to be a leader themselves, or they don't want the responsibility of leadership. And they don't want to follow nobody because they don't want nobody to tell them nothing, because they was told that anybody that comes talking that truth stuff is your enemy, because the truth is the worst thing that you can tell a person. Right? Also, Amos Wilson. The ultimate function of education is to secure the survival of a people. If your enemy is in control of your education, who is in control of the survival of your people?
Right.
Right? That's why Elijah Muhammad opened up Muhammad universities, because he said, if anybody is going to control the survival of my fruit, it's going to be me.
Right.
This is the function of the chief. Under his own vine and fig tree is the rule of the land. The Amish, the Quakers, the Mormons, the Jehovah's Witness, they all stay to themselves, and their job is they allowed to recruit, which they call propagate, but they're not allowed to go to bloody war and force somebody to believe what they believe. As long as they do that and they stay to themselves, the government is supposed to stay out of their church business or their clan business, because it was the structure and instruction for all clans. This is why in the Moorish literature, Noble Drew Ali say is the goal was to worship under your own vine and fig tree. This is what he's talking about. Under your own family structure. This is why when the mafia came from Italy, they set up their own structure. They became known as the mafia.
Mm-hmm.
When they set up the Spanish culture, they became known as the Spanish mafia. Right? So we look, all of these things is the rules of the land from the tribes is separate from the corporate fiction. And education keeps us from moving back to the tribal jurisdictional authority over the fraudulent entity that's filling in the position. The last attempt to control the education of our children was the No Child Left Behind program, which was designed to sheep the brilliant children out of the educational system, put them in compromising positions in order to only be able to benefit from their intelligence, while the people that they came to solve problems for is neglected. Take away the leaders and the people who run around in confusion. So this is Carter G. Woodson. What do you say?
The mere imparting of information is not education. Above all things, the effort must result in making a man think and do for himself. Carter G. Woodson. Sound like Elijah Muhammad. Took some of that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You got to remember, they was all fighting a war to educate us out of the condition from where they were with the tools they had under their own vine and fig tree.
Uh-huh.
Carter G. Woodson became a college university professor and imparted great knowledge to many students. Elijah Muhammad became the leader of the Nation of Islam and imparted much great knowledge on many great leaders who left the nation to become their own great leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the leadership development was given to them by Elijah Muhammad. Now all they have to do is find the thing that's most comfortable to give them their best life and apply those leadership skills. And then you end up going from a Nation of Islam minister, Hulan Mitchell, into becoming Yahweh ben Yahweh.
Mm.
Because now you took what Elijah gave you and you went out and you made your own way and you was able to raise your own nation under your own philosophical ideologies, Father Allah putting Clarence 13X. And sometimes they went out and they supported the agenda of other people like Arabs from the Middle East, as in the case of Siraj Wahaj and Bilal Phillips.
Okay.
They learned the leadership discipline or the leadership instructions, went out and set up their own thing. But what they did is they espoused the influence of foreign nations that financed them to live their life according to the standard of the foreign nation. Instead of creating their own dress code, the nation's dress code ain't like nobody else's.
Nope.
The
Bow
most
tie.
Americans' dress code ain't like nobody else's. When you go back to temple garb in the early days,
Yep.
the UNIA ain't like nobody else's. Right? A lot of the stuff that was in the UNIA was duplicated in other places because it was carrying on the tribal tradition, like the MGT matches the women's auxiliary, nurses auxiliary in the UNIA, and they mirror the women's Moorish consulate of the MST of A. Right? But in the under Clarence 13X, the earths are all over the place. And all of their connections is concealed between the sisterhood that they don't put out in the public. But they
Damn.
exposed in the symbolism in order for you to know that the woman only bends down to raise up her child. She's not to bend down for you. You're supposed to hold her up when she bend down to raise her child. That's the man walking on the cane.
Go ahead.
While
Yeah.
she's bent over raising the child, you supposed to be her support, like the Canes support the man. The man support the woman on the prop her up. You facilitate her to perform her mother function the best. And then the man extracts the best from the woman because she's in her best energy quality. They take this out of the education system. But remember, Amos Wilson said they take out critical aspects of the education, like thinking. This is critical thinking and practical problem solving is not taught to inner city youth, deliberately and willfully. Critical thinking and practical problem solving is only taught upon request. And the only people that normally know to request it live in affluent environments.
Hey, Rod, we
Mm-hmm.
got about 30 minutes. We'll be at 2 hours. You want to take some questions for a couple minutes?
Yes, sir. Let's take some questions.
Like, this right here was a good one, right? You just got this right here was a good one, man. Like this is one that needed to be in the archive.
Mm-hmm. I
All right,
think we
y'all.
got receipts all the way through, didn't we?
Man, that shit was lit. This shit was lit.
You seen
Like,
receipts,
a
right?
lot of stuff that I already knew, but it's like you made some more connections that I can add to get the whole puzzle, to the whole little intricate pieces to it, to the Manchurian candidate situation.
Hey, Elder, part of being a good student in class is to take note.
Oh yeah, I got
Remember
all
that.
the notes.
You remember what I'm
Hey,
telling you?
look, man, look.
And so it's
I'm
like
gonna play
if
with the roof.
somebody make fun, listen, if somebody make fun of you taking notes, that's the equivalent of the kids watching the smart kid take note and they not taking no notes and don't know why they can't pass the test.
Go ahead.
So when they tease you about taking notes, look at it more honorably, like they giving you a prop.
Okay.
Because remember, it's hip to be stupid. So if they telling you that you're not doing the hip thing because you taking notes, they telling you not acting like the stupid people that you supposed to be acting like you supposed to act.
Damn.
So you take it honorably, you change the energy projected. You become the great alchemist. You turn that which may have
Man.
came out as deflammatory and you turned it into a way to prop yourself up.
Yeah. Look, I ain't tripping on it because Tahodi always took notes. The number one nigga that's the gang nigga that taught everybody, he took notes. So, it is what it is.
Hey, look, you can pull Tahuti up, you're gonna see he got a pen and a notepad because he always
I'm
taking
saying,
notes.
all high power alchemists take notes.
Right.
All high power
So
alchemists.
the way if you take it negative, you bring negative energy into
Now, look, Russ,
the
it's a difference between somebody just saying something or somebody. I can read the demon signatures. I can read demon signatures. I can understand
right.
sincerity.
But remember what Doc said? Remember what
Yeah.
Baba said? When that devil come to disrupt, if I can get him to listen to me, I convert that devil.
Hey, well, yeah, Doc. And you see what happened to Doc. Hey, but look, what I'm doing
No,
is when
no,
a demon
no.
come in, we give him the boot right to the crack of the ass. Right to yeah. You a demon? All right, turn around. Boom! Right. Hey, this is a nana. Hey, I'm kicking you right in the ass. I ain't benevolent. I ain't all the way benevolent. I'm just trying to tell you. So you come in here with if I see you and you look like a demon signature, we're gonna turn you around and put the workman's boot, steel toe, right in the crack of your ass. Straight off into space. Right off into space. With no mask,
Just
no suit, no nothing.
remember what we went over about the noble character,
Okay.
right? Part of the noble character is knowing when to transmute energy versus to react to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I should have
Your
just Googled
reaction,
it.
listen, man, listen.
Go
Think
ahead.
about what I'm telling you. When you give a negative reaction, you bring in the negative frequency.
Go ahead.
Verbal judo.
Go ahead.
Verbal
You right.
judo. Take the energy that was negatively meant, express it positively, and you take away the ill intent. You flip that shit back on them.
Yeah.
And now they the ones that look the part of the fool,
Yeah. I
not
feel
you.
you.
But if they can get you to react, that's the part that they trying to do. You ever notice all of the wise men, all wise Chinese men in the karate movies, always quiet,
Yeah.
and people be trying to get them to fight. They just be looking at them until it's time to fight.
Yeah. I seen it. I seen that.
Silence is look, silence is gold, but wise words is platinum.
Yeah, so
Remember
what I
that.
should just did is not said nothing and just gave her the boot in the ass and don't even just let it, don't even say it, don't even mention it. Just turn her around, boot her right in the crack of the ass, and don't even say nothing out loud. Don't that's what I should have did. I'm telling you, Roy, I'm gonna tell you how we get down. You try to come into the kingdom, and we find out you're a demon, we couldn't we kicking you out. Ain't
Hey,
no second chance for no gin. We don't do no negotiating with gin. Ain't nothing with a gin. Ain't no reasoning, nothing. We already tried it already. We know for a fact ain't no reasoning with no gins or none of that. So that's how I'm rolling. If I feel like you a gin, and like I could tell the signatures. I can tell the signatures of people who
go on, Akbar.
I can tell the signature, man, when you come in
See what
and
I
just
say?
Akbar. I know
Yeah,
what you
you
say.
can turn to a whole Sunni Muslim.
Yeah, look. Yeah, I am. Look, I ain't no Sunni. You know what I'm
let's
saying?
go. Let's go on to the questions, Elder.
Go ahead. I'm waiting on them to drop them in the chat. Drop your questions in the chat if you got questions for the brother Roy. It says when.
We gonna know next month when they hold the election.
Right.
But it's all a stage show. In governmental transition final phase, and it's almost complete. I don't know if we're gonna make it to no elections and had no election.
So looking like it.
But they playing out the storyline straight out of Revelation. So if you know how to read Revelations, you can follow the storyline and you can know where you at on the timeline.
Okay. Must be way down now. Oh, that's it.
Look, men supposed to figure out family security without the need of the rest of the family knowing what they need to be secure. It's basic stuff you need to make sure that the family is secure as much as possible if you can afford it. You need a shotgun and a couple of boxes of double R bucks. Every man need that in his house.
Right.
You need a generator if you can afford one. Because if the power go down and you got a generator, that's also part of protecting your family. You need access to fresh, clean water if the system go down. You got to know how to either distill water, or you have to have a connection to a good water system that's not likely to go defunct when the system go down. Some of them are held online by electricity to pump, and if the electrical grid go down and stop pumping clean water in the, they can't clean the water in the filtration process, right? So you need to work out with mama how much food it takes to feed the family for 30 days if you married. If not, and you a single father, you need to know that as part
Right.
of taking care of the family,
Right.
right? This is just basic man stuff that all men need to automatically know.
We might have to do a tape on just that, Rod. That sounds like a fire tape.
Oh yeah, that's part of the chief training.
Yeah,
And the
chief train.
chief in when we do the chief training course, part of everything that a man need to know how to secure his family is the first thing that we teach. That's brain banging university. That's chief class. You can't be the chief if you can't protect the family. If you can't secure the family, if they can't take instructions. That's why the OG call out west is so important for the YG, because they are oral traditional people. So the OGs can best keep the YGs informed on how to correctly move to stay out of them people way. And sometimes he have to teach him how to tolerate what we call the opposition, because the real opposition waiting on us both to fall.
Hey, real quick question, Rod, while you right there. Now, I seen that the on looking through them files with Raymond Washington, that he went to jail in 74, and that the Black Guerrilla family is the one that began informing him about the war on the land. Now, so what do you got on the Black Guerrilla family and about what they? Because when I heard Monster Cody get out, he was talking about the when they was training him, they was talking about how we got colonialized and colonized, and the Black Guerrilla family, they know a little bit. They know a little bit some about the war on
That
the
was
land.
just okay. The Black Guerrilla family was formed by the chief George Jackson, Black August,
Go ahead.
right? He was originally a military advisor to the Black Panther Party for self-defense.
Okay, now that makes sense. Go ahead.
So he ended up having a fallout with Eldridge Cleaver because Eldridge Cleaver was on some weirdo shit. If you read his books, you'll understand what I'm talking about,
Mm-hmm.
right? So he separated and formed the Black Guerrilla family in order to establish an underground network of guerrilla soldiers all across the land to pick up and where they at and begin to move us back to controlling positions across the land. That's the original intent of the Black Guerrilla family, and it was successful because I'm here.
And that's why they in that thing they said that when Raymond Washington got that information and then he got out the same year, they took him out because he had found out about that, and they said they consider him like a Freddie P. Hampton of the West Coast. The how he didn't smoke, he didn't drink, and he was very militant, and how he was organizing the Crips. And they said they considered them as being a if they wouldn't have stopped them, they still got big anyway. But they said the way Fred Hampton, maybe the way Raymond Washington was going, it was going towards militant.
Okay, so let's get into that.
Go
The
ahead.
information of the Black Panther parties, they mission when they fell apart. Any clan that is infiltrated and disintegrates,
Uh-huh.
it's the responsibility of the competent elders to find the upcome leader of the future group and feed them with the knowledge of the struggle in order for them to know what they're working toward as a leader on the land. This is not common knowledge to the general public.
Huh.
This is something that the clans do by the laws of nature. So when they tell you that the Bloods and Crips are the children of the Black Panther Party, they telling you the truth,
That's right.
but not in the way that you think. Where did all of those children that was Black Panthers in the 60s go during the 70s and 80s? Where they go? They didn't die off. All of them ain't go, just disappear. Where they at?
Wow.
Right? They all took on different positions across the land as the vanguard. That's why the Panther Resurrected is called the New Vanguard, right? The New
Yeah.
Panther Vanguard. Malik Zulu Shakur.
Man,
The
still make
Shakur clan, and if you in the Shakur clan, the term means thankful to God or thankful to the Creator. And this is a solidarity in a spiritual alignment with a family's ideology, the Shakur family. And they came off the line of the Black Panther clan. The Black Panther is the totem animal of an old Mississippian tribe, which gave us the Black Panther Brigade in World War II, right? And if you go back and you can look this up, Geronimo Pratt said that he was sent by his elders to go teach what he was learning in Vietnam to the soldiers of the land so that we could fight for our recovery from this oppressive system, because we was preparing to use whatever method was necessary in order to recover what's rightfully ours, right? So the ones who became leaders, the government created anti-leaders under the COINTELPRO by funding nefarious deeds of their opposing developing leaders. And this is where we come up with the 80s drug war. The government, under Iran-Contra, is bringing the drugs over here.
Right.
And the government is also unloading the guns in the community at the same time. And they are recruiting CIs, which is confidential informants, FBI counter subversives, which is your FBI snitch program, and your the dude that we showed talking about how they infiltrated the Panthers. You remember that?
Yeah.
That was an FBI program under COINTELPRO.
I mean, not
Right.
his name. O'Neill.
Yeah. So that was an FBI program sending people in to disrupt the developing leadership so we can't be operational to recover everything.
That's
So
deep.
we had to figure out, the tribes had to come together and figure out, how do we exercise our birthright in order to reclaim our heritable lands? You got to look up heritable lands to understand what I'm talking about, because we wasn't displaced by agreement. We was displaced by fraud.
That's right.
And our land is still heritable land, which takes me back to what I said before, Elder. If we was all slaves, why in the 1900s were we the largest fucking slave landholders before that? Who gave us land when Paleface couldn't sell us land?
Right.
How did we get the fucking land?
Yeah. That's
How
some
did
deal.
we lose the land in sharecropping agreements, right? Off sweetheart swindles, if we don't believe in selling land,
Go ahead.
right? Where is we getting this freaking land from? And how come we don't know where we got it from?
Right.
There's only one way to get land other than conquest. That's heritability. That means you had to have the what's called first claim of right. We have first claim of right to America because we the organic original Americans. That's the only reason. First in time means first in line. And we've been being polite at the back of the bus until we didn't want to sit back there no more. Then we
Right.
protested. Well, right now, the system is telling us that the educational system is about to be a bloody problem if the parents don't start removing their children from these educational schools of the system that's fallen, because on their way out, they are going to create mass chaos. Remember what he said? Out of chaos comes
All they gotta
order.
Yeah.
Right. So they finna assault a whole bunch of schools. And it's a whole bunch of children about to be hurt in the school system.
Damn, bro.
Hold on, Elder.
Hey, y'all hit that like button. We got like 1,000, almost 1,100 people up in this joint. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, man. Raw cracking heads tonight. So, Raw, you think within the time frame we got, because I mean, they really pretty much going out. So they got to pull this off here any time now, because they out of time. They really out of time technically.
Why
They
do
don't
you
even got
think
no
it
more
was
time.
important for us to do this discussion tonight?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Because we're sending the alarm out to all of the competent parents that the schools is about to turn into a bloody battleground of Manchurian candidates. Not
Hey,
because we wanted to, because they telling us they finna.
damn,
They
bro.
putting the codes out in the open. And we not paying any attention to what they telling us. They telling us, get your children out of these schools, reorganize the educational asset according to the tribal tradition, and then retrain or re-inform the children and unlock their potential. Right?
Yeah.
So if we have to put this class out because the people need the information or with the receipts so they can see that I'm not making this up, right?
All right.
They use a system of psychological locks and triggers. Go to Google, Elder, put in psychological locks and triggers.
All right, I got you.
This is the trauma is the lock. The stimulating event that ties you back to the trauma and makes you act out is the response. So the trigger opens up the response that the lock was holding in place. You there,
Hey, what
Elder?
was it? What was it?
Go to Google, put in psychological locks and triggers, and let them tell you what it is. So y'all know I'm not making this up.
Okay.
We being warned with a school
Lock.
shooting that it's about to be bad because the day that the shooting took place has numerical value to the secret society as a triggering event of another event or series of events predicated upon the first event.
Various causes. I'm trying to find a good one. Hold on, I got. Oh shit, this is good. Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay, no, it ain't pulling it up. Hold on. Can you see my screen?
we don't see it on the screen, Elder.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let me go back. Yeah. That was already saying. Yeah, psychological triggers and locks. Okay. Describe a specific action of that ain't doing the process. Okay, that ain't it right there. Lock and
Can you
key.
read what it say?
Yeah, it says the lock and key model refers to an analog used to describe the specific action of emits with a subtract during the process. Yeah, that's talking about unlocking the door.
Did you do it say psychological?
Yeah, at the top I got that, but it don't say it. It says the lock and key
Yeah, this
is.
is chemistry.
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to find. Okay, hold on. This might be it right here. Synoptic. Okay, so the lock and key model of synoptic transmission possessed that neurometers only affect post-traumatic receptor sites that have the correct shape for the particular. That might be in the same way.
Right. So they saying that the key and lock model is triggering the brain cells to react in a certain way.
Okay, hold on.
But that's still not the psychological meaning of the locks and the triggers. It's about emotional responses.
Hold on. Maybe we can get something right here on this. The Phantom. Oh, it's pretty much the same thing. Trigger. Let me type this in real quick. Key element concept lock and trigger. So it's pretty much the same
Matter of
thing as like
fact, I'm gonna tell
it's the
you a book that talk about it. Pull this book up called "Push Your Own Buttons" by Dwayne Dwyer. Go to images so you can pull up the
right there.
put in Wayne.
Right here.
Go
This
back
shit right
up
here.
there.
Oh, okay.
Click it. Click it and see.
No, I'll let you. This is it right here. Yeah, control, press your own buttons.
Yeah, click the picture so they can see us.
I'm trying to click on
Because
it.
I'm about to tell you
Go to
what
image.
this got. Pushing your own buttons is saying being in control of your own psychological lock and trigger system.
Right here,
I
this
think
dude
it's
right
that
here. Pulling your
second
own
one.
screen. No.
No, it's Dr. Dwayne Dwyer.
It's him right here. Yeah.
Yep, that's him. Pulling your own strings is another way of saying control your own locks and triggers as well. He got pulling your own strings, pushing your own buttons.
Yeah.
He is a modern mystic, by the way. Or a modern modern mystic. A lot of his courses are brilliant. Your erroneous zones is those things that people told you to was icky, and then when you got up old enough to determine for yourself they icky, you still held the belief somebody else gave you. Yeah, he the truth.
Like it's just like even though like some people know they found out what they found out about their religion, and it might be the truth, but they still just say, you know what, I'm still going because stay in that safe zone of what I know.
Yeah, because they still fear the negative consequences that the religious promised them if they forsake the religion.
Yeah, like you gonna go to hell.
Yep. God gonna turn his back on you because you turned your back on God. That's a fallacy. The only God that you can turn your back on is yourself.
Go ahead, tell
When
them.
you turn your back on yourself, you go through hardship. But the educational system and the training programs of families that was miseducated produced people who didn't act from the golden heart. They act from the dark ego.
Dang.
And this is in the Dianetics is called contagion of aberration. You want to type that in?
Yeah. Say it again.
Contagion of aberration. ABBERATION. Put Dianetics behind it.
Not diabetic. Diabetic. Hold on. Okay, we got right
That's the biochemical meaning of it.
the DNA and all
I
that.
wanted to go to images and see if it got an excerpt from the book over there. Nope. So
Man, yeah.
Yeah, that's talking about chemistry is talking about the same thing. You gotta remember, this is the chemical model of it, right? See, the
Oh, hold
book
on.
is
It might
right
be it right here.
there.
This might be it right here. Right
See
here.
where it say the yeah, that's the book, right? But the part that I
L. Ron
wanted to
Hubbard wrote.
show them is called Contagion and Aberration in the book. Go back to all and see if you can get a PDF.
L. Ron Hubbard.
And this
L.
is
Ron
the
Hubbard.
contagion of aberration is the method by which generational curses is perpetuated in families. Can you search in document? Put in contagion, and that should take you to it. See where it say contagion and aberration, page 91?
Yeah. God damn, that won't hurt.
You might be the fastest by erasing contagion and type 91 and go straight to the page.
Oh yeah, we finna be on. God dang, bro. I like to do it like this.
Okay, scroll up to 90.
Okay, 90.
Because it's at the beginning of the chapter where it tells you what it is. Unless the chapter should start at 91. Scroll back to 91. It might start on the bottom under the lower paragraph.
Oh, that's 93 right there. Go back up. 92. The study of the function and the science of mind does not need the palliative concentration structures. However, the only test is whether or not the fact works. Okay, that's not it.
No, we looking for contagion and aberration.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I thought it was in that paragraph.
You know what? See the arrows behind that? Push the down arrow. Up there where the search bar at. Keep pushing it.
It's only one place where it says it.
Okay.
So it gotta be
it should be highlighted then.
Yeah, that's what I'm
So you
saying.
gotta look for the highlighted word.
Shit ain't highlighted right here. Hold on, maybe I'm typing this shit wrong. Now this shit don't want to fucking search. What the fuck? Hold on, let's try this. Let's see if this works.
Any more questions come up, Elder? We see any?
Let me see. I can't see the screen. Oh yeah, it's going into mathematical problems. Shit. All right, yeah. We got any questions in the chat? It says he was a play thieves. Who? L. Ron Hubbard. L. Ron Hubbard was a damn reptilian. Yeah, he's an Alder Barrett. But I see where you're going when you say play teach, because he is connected with the Alder Barretts. But a lot of them was hype. A lot of those Alder Barretts, they were hybrid reptilians. They got that they because these reptilians, they went to Alder Barrett. It really was a foreign planet, but they made a high priesthood on Alder Barrett for them to herd the rest of the people, just like they did here with the Baphomet and the rest of them secret orders to herd the people and keep the people, control over the people. They set up a secret priesthood on the Alder Barrett planet. And some of them people end up coming here. They got the red hair with green eyes. Doc talk about it in the Holy Tablets. Yeah, but
That's where the Smurfs come from.
yeah. See,
Because when they was in the South in the Appalachian Mountains, the sun was whooping their ass. So Mama gave them some silver oxide, or some colloidal silver. I mean, and
yeah,
it
turn their
turned
hair
their
blue.
skin blue.
Yeah, look, that's people don't think that. People think that's just a cartoon. That's real. That's real shit.
Go to Google and type in "man turns blue."
Yeah, I seen it. Hold up, I'm gonna type it in for you.
So
He took
there
that
was
silver.
the old farmers, the hillbilly farmers, the rednecks.
Uh-huh.
First they was rednecks, but then they was Smurfs.
Uh-huh.
These was Irish. They came from Ireland long before Columbus got here. When they take that silver, this is what it do to their skin, but it makes them tolerant to sunlight.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now they can convert the sunlight the same way as a melanated person, using the silver as the conductor of synthesis, photosynthesis, like chlorophyll, as opposed to like human biology.
Man,
That's
he
just
like a
before.
totally different dude.
Yeah, he turned into a Smurf. That's what we call.
Pretty much.
That's where the story of the Smurfs came from. The little village where they set up was supposed to stay to themselves the same way the Amish do. But when the settlers came, started stealing all of the silver, it stopped them from making the silver elixir, and they reverted back to being pale face with freckles and red hair.
Dang.
These
Oh.
was the children of Maman Brigitte in the Vadun culture, the red-haired witch, the wife of the Baron.
This some good shit, bro. That dude like a damn Smurf for real.
Mm-hmm.
He like
Papa, Papa
Papa
Smurf,
Smurf.
to be exact.
Yeah, Papa Smurf. Dang, boy,
He's not
silver
the
do.
only one. They call it silver poisoning. If you type
Yeah,
in
Papa
silver
Smoke,
poison, it might
real
pull
life
up some
Papa
other
Smoke.
people with the condition. But this was done to. This is when they were saying different people was different colors. We wasn't all shades of melon brown, wheat.
Oh,
Some
here
of
go the whole
them,
family right here.
yeah. See how they got some of them don't have it because they haven't taken the silver. They haven't been exposed to the silver elixir.
Yeah,
And those
Kentucky blue
families became
people.
silver miners in the Appalachians. When they was collecting the silver for Big Mama to show their gratitude for being here. And then the bankers sent robbers in to start stealing their silver.
Dang, that's crazy. That's from taking that silver. So what does it do to their blood that make them turn blue like that? Like it
It
oxidates.
fills in the melanocytes with silver byproducts. And when they activate it, instead of producing the shades of brown, they act like chlorophyll and produce shades of green and blue.
Huh.
Remember, we wasn't always shades of brown.
Right, we was
Malachi
green.
told you
Yep,
why,
yep. The iron and the
right?
yep, magnesium.
Because they changed the root iron from magnesium,
That's right.
and the secondary is still copper. So copper and iron tarnish and rust becomes the shades of brown, but the magnesium and copper becomes the shades of green to aqua blue.
Go ahead.
Right? This is all biochemical reactions that the chemistry can alter in the blood. And this is why they don't tell you a lot of the medical information about the biology of the human unless you do esoteric biology to get behind the scenes and find out stuff like this.
Uh-huh.
And that it
Uh-huh.
was historically um, a replacement for melanin to infuse them with the silver so that they can convert the UV rays.
So it was a
Big
whole
Mama
it was
got a
a whole
remedy for every ailment we have.
these people live in Kentucky, these Smurfs.
I told you. That's all coming off the Appalachian Mountains.
Yeah, and then it's a lot of silver in Kentucky. The silver mines. That
See what
make
they
a lot of
call them?
sense.
The blue fugates,
Yeah.
Kentucky blue people. This goes back to the poor white trash we was talking about earlier. The
Okay.
ones who was socially barred from participating in the white supremacist system. If you go back to some of the slave movies, they talk to the Irish like they talk to the Negroes. A lot of us forget that.
That dude look like an extraterrestrial, man. So hey, the
He
blue
just look
avians, they
unpretty.
I mean not the blue avians, the what you call them people? The Arcturians, they got blue skin like that. I wonder if it got something to do with silver. Them eating a lot of silver.
Probably. Because that's probably where Big Mama got it from.
Like on they planet, they about to eat a lot of silver.
Yeah. Because you
I
gotta
know
remember all of the royal families, which is the family of the gods, is what they
uh-huh.
call them in ancient writings, translated into modern terms. All of the families of the gods had a different mineral or trace metal that was responsible for
What the hell just happened? Yo,
Leo.
oh shit. It froze you.
Yep. So you
Yeah, you
want to take
back
us
now?
on
You
home?
clear now? Let me
You
hear.
think we gave him enough info for
Yeah, we
today?
about 2 hours now, man. We about 2 hours and 15 minutes, and I ain't gonna lie, bro. You gave this was a good one. This is another one that needs to be put out. And this for the last question. What do you think the most dangerous area is at for this Manchurian candidate school shooting? Is it like every 50, all the states, or is it Pacific, New York, or
Everywhere there's a school, there's a potential. There's a Manchurian candidate waiting to shoot it up.
damn,
In some places, they have people that's not even students of the school as the Manchurian candidate to go into the school and shoot it up.
wow,
So it
wow.
don't have to be a student.
I can feel it, man. I feel because I've been feeling like they finna do some kind of mass shooting, but I didn't
Yeah,
put it.
this is they trying to create a mass casualty event to force the parents to take their children out of school.
Damn,
I'm
cuz.
telling it ahead of time so the parents can say, dang, that Rod was right. I should have took my kid out of school, but I'd rather they take their kid out of school than prove me right.
Right, right. Hey man, look, if y'all want to show Rod some love, man, we dropped the his cash app and the link for you guys that was asking. He don't do it for the money or whatever, but if y'all want to show him some love, we got it in the chat. Also, we're gonna be coming back with another banger, man. This was a good one. If you just not coming in, you may want to roll this back to the beginning, man. Because Rod dropped a lot of receipts on the Manchurian candidate. He been talking about it for a while and breaking it down, but we really I think we pretty much got it tonight and these guys can be activated with just a sound or anything. Like they can be programmed to go off of. Cause I noticed, like Raw, they had that thing on your phone that seems like the missing person alert. The
Oh,
that
so
alone.
it's a movie that show you how it worked with Mel Gibson
Uh-huh.
called Enemy. Wait a minute, forgot the name of it, but it's a Mel Gibson movie where he's under the control of mind control from MKUltra program,
Uh-huh.
right?
Uh-huh.
Conspiracy theory. That's the name of it.
Okay. Okay.
Mel Gibson's conspiracy theory. And in there, they showing you him having flashbacks of being programmed,
Uh-huh.
right? Also to show you they resources in monitoring you. Will Smith did Enemy of the State,
Yeah, I seen that.
and they showed you the government's reconnaissance capabilities from all over the country by using them same strategies and tactics,
Right. Right.
right? Remember, they play the satire to tell you what they doing in order to say that you went along with the program if you didn't protest or walk away from the program.
Damn, that's deep. Yep, that's true though.
If
That's
you keep sending your children to school, karmically, they say they justify because you gave them the opportunity to discover that you was about to do a mass casualty school event.
damn.
So this was a Nuwabian study class, wind talker request, psychic message to show y'all the dangers of sending your children to them Skinner box Pavlovian response centers called schools,
Yeah.
and that the system is falling, and on their way out, they have to create as much chaos as they can because they can't stop what's coming. They having a tantrum. So they gonna activate Manchurian candidates, but not just schools. They still need other mass casualty events on their way out to create maximum effect of chaos. And the chaos is the cloak in which they try to use to escape. It's the same as a skunk spraying your ass in order for him to get away because he don't run fast. So he put the fumes in your face. And if you don't run from the fumes, and he keep pissing on you, you end up being a funky skunk yourself.
Better get up out of here, man. Fucking the weather is crazy down here. It's hot in the it's 100 degrees in the afternoon, 25 degrees in the morning. I mean, you don't know what to put on a jacket, a bikini. I mean, it's crazy out here, man.
Just remember, if your enemy control your education, he can dictate your future.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't take your children's education out of the hands of the enemy, you are giving your consent for the enemy to do whatever he choose to your child with your full consent.
Damn.
Because he gave you the opportunity to discover it, or else I wouldn't know.
Right. That's right.
I think we did our part, Elder.
Hey, Rod, I think you did a good job, bro. I think you pretty much got the point across on this. I mean, the alert is out. Everybody share this, man. Let everybody know the word. Spread the word. You know what I'm saying? The bird's the word. Spread the word, man. You know, spread it out. Let everybody know what's cracking, man, on the land. Cause we gotta these suckers, man. They don't tell them what they finna try to do to get before they go out. You know, and that's that smash shooting is that cause mass chaos. Cause everybody gonna be worried about their kids. You know. That'll really drive people crazy. But their kids, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Look, most of the teachers individually are not the problem. The problem comes in when the teacher is forced to conform to a standard of curriculum norms that's belligerent to proper education of the children. Teachers have been protesting for years about the way they forced to miseducate children. But parents don't believe the children because it didn't tell them on the news that they was using the schools to miseducate the children. So the teachers who's teaching the children the miseducation doctrine cannot possibly know what they talking about because it never came on the news. That's
Damn.
your enemy controlling media information in order to control how you respond to what you see before you. I yield, Elder.
Oh yeah, we about to get up out of here, y'all. Hit that like. We got like about 1,100 people in here, man. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, man. We had about 5,000 people on tonight, man. We want to thank y'all for coming out and kicking with us, man. We'll be back with another update on the land whenever we get something else going on. We're gonna keep y'all ahead of the game, man. So spread the word. The bird's the word, right? Skype at the North Gate. When we knock, you better bump straight. We out. Wadu.
What do?
Let's see.